1st of March, which I cannot believe. The last 2 months have flown by and I haven't had a chance to share with you my favourites in January, so I'm just going to combine it with February and make it my January-February favourites. So let's get started. Now, I have been introduced recently to a new Australian brand to me anyway. This is a skincare brand called Neo. Now, this is their cleanser. I have been absolutely loving how my skin feels when I use this. This has coconut silk, primrose oil and chamomile extract in it. It smells beautiful. It is like a milk, not a foamy cleanser at all. Some of my cleansers that I use are slightly foaming. I don't get a foaming with this at all, but it leaves my skin feeling really clean, but without that squeaky clean feeling, which is something that I really don't like, that squeaky feeling, particularly for somebody who's more mature in skin, maybe not in attitude, but certainly with more mature skin, you don't want something that leaves your face feeling like it's been stripped of all those beautiful oils and so forth, and having drier skin, you certainly don't want that. Now, I have been using that in conjunction with this muslin cloth. This is by Jacqueline Evans. I purchased this from Natural Supply Company, which is an online store, and I find that this works beautifully with that cleanser. So I will wash my face with the cleanser and then put this under warm water, wring it out, and then remove the makeup. It is, I don't want to say it's exfoliating because it isn't, but it's got a bit of a texture to it, so that I find that it does help to sort of get rid of those dead skin off our face, rather than a flannel, which I find certainly feels nice, but doesn't give me the same effect as what this one does. These really aren't very expensive. If I remember rightly, they're about $5 or something. And I've got a few of these, so I just chuck them in the washing machine and they're ready to go. So really love that in conjunction with that cleanser. Another product that I bought from Natural Supply Company, as you all know by now, I love Bite Beauty. I've fallen in love with the range and wonder how I've survived without it. Now, this is a little pack. This is what the pack looks like, and in there it came with 2 lip products and a lip gloss. So this is the lip gloss. This is called Sante. It's got the doe foot applicator, as a lot of glosses do. This is very it's a neutral colour. It really is a nondescript sort of colour. Just adds a little bit of moisture onto the lips if you're wearing a matte lipstick that you find is a little bit too matte. This really does add a little bit of extra something. I always like to have a bit more moisture in my lips. Being older, I find that matte lipsticks are not that flattering on me. So I have a few matte lipsticks that I just put a little bit of that on the top, and it really does look beautiful. Now, in that pack also were 2 dinky little lipsticks. One is in Fig, which is this one here, and this one here is in Pepper. Now, not only are they very cute, but the lipsticks feel beautiful on. I have found that both of these, surprisingly, are colours that I would refer to as my lips but better, which is interesting because one's got a sort of more of a brownie tinge to it and the other one's more rose. However, I find that nude is very difficult on me. Being very pale, I find that nude lipsticks just do nothing. I think I look better in a brighter colour. Both of these, though, look really lovely and natural, and when I want to make more of the focus on my eyes or cheeks or whatever, these really do work really well, and they're so cute that they fit beautifully in the handbag as well. And traditional formula for Bite lipsticks, which always feel very nourishing on the lips. Hair care. Sometimes when you're doing a favourites video, you think about the new products that you've tried. I realise that there are some products that I use every single day that I probably haven't spoken about, or I've spoken about very briefly. So these products are 2 hair care products that I use every time I do my hair. First one being the 7 Wonders Natural Hair Care Moroccan Argan Oil Treatment. Now, you would have heard of lots of argan oil products that are out there. For me, I have to use argan oil differently than a lot of people. Most people will put on argan oil after they have dried their hair to help with flyaways, or they will use it when they're blow drying their hair. For me, I actually use it before I wash my hair. So I'll put a couple of squirts of this in the palm of my hands, rub them together, run it through my hair, and by the time I've done that and then get in the shower, turn it on, etc., get ready to wash my hair, it's probably been on my hair for a couple of minutes. Then I wash my hair, and the result, even though you'd go, well, you've just washed it off, it hasn't. It has helped to penetrate the hair shaft, and I find that my hair looks much better when I use this. I find that I can use it a little bit after I've blow dried my hair if I've got a few flyaways and things, but I do prefer to use it before I wash it. And this is bottle number 2, I think, and because I only wash my hair every couple of days, this lasts me a very, very long time. So really lovely product, and Australian made, gotta love that. Another hair product that I use every day is the Swatchcough Instant Volume Powder. Now, I don't go a day without using a volumizing powder because I find that because of my fine hair, I need that extra oomph. This I have purchased about 4 or 5 times now. I also have given it to a girlfriend in the UK who'd never used a volumizing powder before. I said to her, you've got to try it. She's a convert now too. There is only one problem with this. Because it is a powder, it is very, very light. So you always have to have a backup in your cupboard, because if you don't, you will find that you'll get to the bottom of the packet and you didn't realise that you were getting close to running out. Because it is so light, you don't actually feel it as it gets emptier. So I just put a little bit on my hands, rub it together, rub it through my hair. It gives it much more lift and grip and oomph, and as I say, can't go without using my volumizing powder every day. Now, another product that I use every day is the Real Techniques Pointed Foundation Brush. Now, as you'll see, this is a very small foundation brush head, and I don't use it to do my whole face, otherwise it would take forever. Where I do use this is around the nose, but where it really comes into its own is underneath the eyes. I put my concealer on and then I just dab it underneath with this brush. I can get right up to the lash line, and it actually pats the product in rather than moving it. So I use this every day, absolutely love it. If you haven't thought of using it that way, give it a go if you've got one at home, and let me know what you think. Now, eyeliner. Today I'm wearing one of my favourite non-black eyeliners, because I do tend to wear a lot of black and brown eyeliners, but today I'm wearing the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Think Khaki. Now, you will see on the back of my hand that is just a swatch. This lasts really, really well. It's a wind up pencil. As you will know, Essence is really inexpensive, so got to give that props, and it really is a lovely product. As you'll see here, it just doesn't, it's not moving. So it lasts really well throughout the day and is an alternative to those darker colours when you want to have something a little bit less dramatic. I've found that this one in Think Khaki is a definite winner for me. Now, brows. I've been a bit cheeky because my daughter recently went to America and she went to Sephora, which I haven't had a chance to do before. And she went in there and asked them for a brow product. As you can probably imagine, they recommended the Anastasia Beverly Hills range, and they told her to buy the Brow Wiz. She has been loving it, and so have I. A little bit sneaky. I've been going in and using it when she hasn't been looking, so I hope she doesn't watch this video. I will be buying one to replace it for her. So on this end, we've got the spoolie, which is actually quite a nice spoolie because it's quite dense, and I find that it really helps to move the product through the brow. And it's a very, very, very fine nib there. She was colour matched to the colour chocolate. We have very similar colouring, so that also suits me, as you've just found out. So really love this product. And sometimes I find with products that have been really heavily hyped, I don't like them, but this one I actually really do. Another product that I have been using almost every day is a Burberry product. Now, I can't get Burberry in Adelaide in any of the department stores, so I actually ordered this one here from Net-a-Porter. As you can see, the design of the product is just gorgeous, and this is their iconic eyeshadow called Trench. Now, it is a very, I want to say, nondescript sort of colour. It's very hard for me to actually swatch this because it matches my skin tone so well. A lot of people would go, well, why do you want an eyeshadow that matches that you can't really see? Well, for me, I have very, I want to say pigmented eyelids. They're sort of reddy blue. So I actually really need to neutralise my eyelid before I can actually put any real colour on. Otherwise, it takes forever and it doesn't look right. So Trench for me is that perfect colour for actually evening out the eyelid, ready for my other products that I want to put on there. Even when I use a primer, I still need to use something like this. I use this every day. I've used it today and then added a little bit of a khaki eyeshadow through my crease just to give it a bit more definition, which also obviously went with that other eyeliner that I showed you before. But the range of Burberry eyeshadows is beautiful. The formulation is lovely. I find that it is quite a creamy sort of consistency, and I get very minimal fallout, but with this particular one it doesn't matter because it matches my skin, so I just brush it away, which is fine. Don't get fallout during the day once it's applied. It's just if I've loaded my brush too much, which I sort of tend to do in a hurry, that's the only time I get fallout, but it is a beautiful, beautiful product. And last but not least is another Burberry product, surprisingly, but this is not makeup. This is their My Burberry perfume. Now, I've only had this for probably a month, but it has strongly become my signature scent. I adore this. The packaging is just gorgeous, as you can see. The little bow that's here is actually made of the same fabric as their iconic trench coat, and the lid is actually fashioned based on their button of their trench coat, which I just think is such a beautiful touch. It is a floral fragrance, which is my preferred family of fragrance. However, it is not like anything I have smelt before. It is quite distinctive, and on me it wears beautifully well. You know how sometimes you wear a perfume and you put it on in the morning, you can smell it as soon as you spray it, but then it's gone by the end of the day, or so you think. But for me, I can actually smell this all day. Sometimes you'd think, oh, well, that's because you put too much on. I don't think it is. I think it's the different notes that come through during the day that are changing as the skin actually warms up. And I really love this. I got this from Perfume Clearance Centre, which is an online store here in Australia, and I just absolutely adore this. So it hasn't been out very long either, so if you have the opportunity and you're walking past and you see it, give yourself a spritz and see what you think, and I really look forward to hearing what you think about all of these products. And if any of these are your favourites, please let me know. I'd love you to subscribe, and I really appreciate you watching the video, and we'll catch you again soon. See you later.